Hi, this is my quarter two reading. Pardon the voice, I am sick. Quarter two, did I say quarter four? Sorry, I don't know. I always say quarter four for some reason. I read Beautiful Boy by David Sheff and watched the movie because I was going to do a compare and contrast because I figured it would be short, it would be easy, it would be nice and simple, which is really lazy, but I actually found there was just so much in this book that I could either just relate to and talk about that. But I will stay true to comparing it to the movie, and I just finished the movie. I finished the book yesterday during like 5th period. I will say the house in Beautiful Boy in the movie is just my dream house, absolutely. Little sidetrack, but so beautiful. I think they're both really good pieces of art. They're definitely different. This was kind of a test run to see if I should really read the book before I watch the movie, or if I should watch the movie before I read the book. And I think definitely with Beautiful Boy, you should read the book before you watch the movie because you get all the small references. I will say personally, I do like the book better. Because the movie, it's a lot of scenes from the book, but it's kind of jumping around and it's just random scenes, and they add a bunch of random stuff that I feel like they really didn't need to. The book is from the perspective of the father, and the movie kind of is, but it's kind of more from the perspective of the son. It is about drug addiction, if you don't know. The movie did make me cry, however. They played Beautiful Boy, the song, and that is a place for me, and I actually like burst out sobbing, which is the second time I've ever cried to a movie in my life. Kind of crazy. I definitely, the book, the first half is mostly facts and backstory and building up. There's so much grief in both, in the movie and the book. Just throughout the entire thing, it's grief. But the kind of unconditional love that David, the father, has for his son is just unbelievable. There was part of the book where the father, he got an aneurysm or something, and he almost died, and I think specifically that writing, that description of his almost death and everything is the closest I've ever had to my own experience with that. I know, yikes. Wasn't intentional, I got sick. But just the craziest. It was just so real. The writing is so real. I feel this book so much more than I did watching the movie. The movie didn't feel as real, but the way it's written is so good. I think I have a very high respect for good authors now because I've been forced to read bad authors and had to tolerate that. So when I do find a good author who is just so amazing at writing, I really appreciate it, and this is one of those books. I really felt in it, other than, I mean, sometimes I would like skip paragraphs because it's just facts, which is a lot, but it's a very good start, and it's a very good educational book for people who don't know a lot about drug abuse, or alcoholics, because I don't know much about any of that kind of stuff. It's not my part of life. In Sioux County especially, we don't really have that, unless you go looking for it, I guess. But we're very sheltered, I feel. At least I feel very sheltered. I've never experienced any of that. But yeah, so comparing it to the movie beautifully shot cinematically. The scenes that they did add and the writing that they did add were just so good. There's so many just amazing points that were not covered in here, but it does skip like half of the book and half of the really impactful stuff I felt in the book, which is really interesting. And it does put some of those tiny, smaller moments that build up stuff, but then it doesn't finish them in the movie, which I thought was really weird. But yeah, I definitely would recommend read the book, watch the movie afterwards, of course. I want to read a lot more books and then watch their movies. I think I'm gonna watch like Anna Karenina next, or I've watched the movie already. I've watched it a couple times, but I want to read the book because I just bought the book. And Pride and Prejudice. Sorry. I say a lot. I'm trying to think if I had any final thoughts. I wish I annotated more of it. I put a couple of songs in that I just felt were good. But yeah, it is very impactful of a book. It is a lot better than I thought it'd be. I thought it would just be a simple read that I could get through and just have it done. But I cried. It's a really good perspective. And it's really real because I think it is a true story. But yeah, don't play Beautiful Boy Around Me or I will start sobbing. That's what we've learned today. Okay, thank you.